bit noisy. Bit music. Motorbikes. But we're off. Day 3, short one, Banaue to Sagada! Garfield jeepney. Bit into the sun, but that's looking back. The view I had from my balcony last night, my bedroom. Some of the rice terraces. I'm one of the few tourists who's been to Banaue and hasn't been to visit the rice terraces. The only other one I know of is my friend Carl, who was here also cycling, and he also chose to eschew the Banaue rice terraces. It's a long trek. I think it's probably all day. You need a guide. I haven't got appropriate footwear. And when I'm kind of bike touring, I'm just sort of into bike touring, really. I don't tend to do touristy stuff, but I'll have a look if it's there. I think I said that yesterday. And where we're headed to today, Sagada, is also a little touristy town. And I may actually do a little bit of touristing there. There's a sort of mountain hoist system that's been set up. Got pulleys and cables. Now I assumed it was just for bringing goods up, but that looks like a little seed, but a very small one, so I don't know. If I don't see it in action, it's hard to say. It doesn't look really strong enough to bring people up on. You never know. Right into the rice terraces here, very different from Bali, kind of wilder, bigger, different experience. Big old mountains to terrace. That must have taken some work. We have got a very short ride today, relatively, only 65 kilometers, but depending on which of my two systems I believe, one says, Strava tells me it's 1800 meters of climbing, which is, you know, respectable. Hammerhead tells me it's 2800. That's quite a discrepancy. I'm thinking it's going to be nearer 1800, but you never know. We go up, we go down. We go up, we go down, and then big up at the end to Sagada, which is another little tourist town. Looking forward to experiencing it. Conditions are, well, personal conditions, I'm feeling a lot better. I resorted to eating tourist food, which is probably a good thing. Pasta last night and a nice omelette this morning, and that's all stayed down well. You'll be pleased to know. It's clear out, a couple of little clouds, but sunny. It's already quite warm. I didn't leave early because it's a short one. It's like 8:30. Temperature is already 28, 29. Bit of a cool breeze. We're at about 1,000 meters here and we're going to finish at 1,500, so I'm not worried about heat. I mean, it's warm, but it's not bonkers warm like it was in Solana. Don't think that's been used in a while. I don't know a great deal about Sagada, to where we're headed, only that it's one of the other major tourist towns in the area, along with Banaue. This dog's coming out to greet me, little bark. Yeah. It's got rice terraces, it's got waterfalls, but it's got one very notable feature, which is the hanging coffins of Sagada. As the name suggests, the hanging coffins are indeed wooden coffins hanging from the sides of the mountain. Been there for hundreds of years. I'll read up about it, learn a bit more, but I think I'll definitely have to go and see this one. About an hour's hike, I think, so I should be able to make that in my cheapo flip-flops. Tourists sitting on top of the jeepney, nobody inside the jeepney. into the first of the sort of two major climbs of the day. This one, about 15 kilometers, average 5%, steeper at the beginning, steeper at the end, so a bit easier in the middle. Shouldn't prove any great problem. It is, however, going up to over 2,000 meters, which is the highest we will have been. Not quite the highest point in the Philippines. I think that's around, maybe around 2,500. And due to a potential change in plans, we may actually be going there, near a little town called Tinok. Anyway, more on that later. For now, just settling into the rhythm, quiet roads, well surfaced, perfect climb. That road on the other side of the valley, I guess we looked to them like they look to us from here, but somehow it looks more impressive. Oh, I wish I was up there. Looks like some major work going on here to secure the cliff from landslides. Incredible. Coating it in cement, and netting, I think. We'll see when we get a bit closer. But that's been quite a job. Yeah, covered in netting, drainage pipes. Keeping the road open. A lot of dogs around here. Nearly at the top, but I've just stopped for the view. We've come from over there. So this is the road we were looking at from the other side of the valley, and we've come all the way along into the end of the valley and round, and now we're heading up to the pass, which I could see from the other side. Up to the pass, see if we can get a coffee, and then long 1,000-meter downhill into Bontoc. Hello. Coffee options at the top. Packet of coffee, that was mine. Hot water out of the thermos. Sweet coffee, bit of caffeine, that'll do me. Yeah, Philippines is it's not a coffee culture really. I did find a nice coffee in Banaue last night after I arrived, but I paid slightly more for that than I did for my dinner. So if you do find decent coffee, it's going to cost you. Indonesia, very different kettle of fish, big coffee country. Thailand, becoming more and more so, didn't used to be. Vietnam, of course, one of the biggest coffee countries in the world, certainly the biggest producer and exporter of coffee, I believe, although not to everybody's taste. I love it. Now, big old downhill. Looks like they're laying bitumen, asphalt, on top of the old concrete road. A lot smoother. This is a little bit bumpy. Be good for next time. Only 3 days in, and I'm already beginning to think this may be one of the most epic mountain tours I've ever done. It just gets more and more beautiful. Into a short climb, more beautiful views, a couple of K up, and then descend into Bontoc, maybe get a snack, certainly get a cold drink. It's warmed up. It is now 11 AM, we're about 1,000 meters up, so it's not brutally hot, but it is quite toasty. Coming down into Bontoc, a bigger town or city than I thought it was. We're only passing through. Might stop and chill for a bit because it is quite hot, and we're into the next climb straight away. But I'll certainly try and find a bite to eat and get a drink, maybe even a decent coffee. But as ever, you just got to see what there is. Over the main bridge into town. Busy town. I quite like it though. A little bit hectic. See what culinary delights Bontoc has to offer. Hopes are not hugely high, but we will see. Wow, fantastic view from both sides. Taking the turning for Sagada, got off the main road, the Halsema road, that we'll be taking, heads back to Baguio, so we'll be taking that in the coming days. Now we're into the final climb, 9K, a little bit steep at the beginning, then it eases off, then it gets steeper again, then it eases off. Nothing too bad, and it has clouded over, for which I'm very grateful because it was a little bit toasty there. Did stop for a cold drink, got another big bottle of water, so I'm good. I think we'll be up within 45 minutes. Get something to eat, find somewhere to stay, and have a good rest. Only 65 kilometers long this ride, but I'm going to say it now, it's got to be one of the prettiest mountain rides I have ever done. It has been stunning, literally from start to finish, from when I walked out the door. I mean, I haven't quite got to the end yet, but I don't think the last few K are going to disappoint me. Yeah, completely different from the last few days, completely different scenery, rice fields, deep gorges. Just stunning. That's that very narrow gorge we could see from the bridge. I hope you can make it out on camera. So we crossed over the bridge from left to right, came all the way around, and now we're looking back down onto it. Cool. Final little descent through these rocks and into Sagada town. And here we are, I went to see another place that was the same price as last night's, but it was very pokey and really hot, and they didn't even have a bathroom. It was literally just a bed, and not a very nice bed. This one, well, it's got views, it's got air coming in, which is quite nice. Little table, bathroom, a little bit more expensive, but not a lot. So 700 a night, like £10 a night. I can live with that. And she even brought her own Wi-Fi up for me to use, which is very sweet. Plan is, I'm going to stay here for 2 nights because, one, I'm in no hurry whatsoever. I'll explain why I'm in no hurry, but I want to just delay my return back to Baguio. And secondly, I'm still not feeling 100%, and although today's wasn't the hardest ride, I'm feeling a bit cooked. And the next 2 days I've got nearly 6,000 meters of ascent in. So I think it's probably good to have a day off, and then we can go and see the sights, chill a bit, and get some food, which is what I need now. Anyway, for now, that's the end of this episode. On today's ride, out.